now it's time to be quiet, everybody. We have to stop talking about work and things that could incriminate us. All right, we'll get a few more minutes before people start coming in. I want to see a score prediction in podcast. What you think this game's going to be? Notre Dame is at home. They did lose a tough one last week. TCU, good win, and looking to be a very strong Big 12 this year. Yeah, it's not quite the past game from my tenure, but brand new coach, he's got something to prove. 10. Notre Dame Fighting Irish are the home team. Last week they lost a tough one, 20-7 to Utah State in a game. Not yet. First game as the Fighting Irish head coach was not a stellar performance. Circle has brought up the fact about their passing game as cheeks. Kent Dunbar, the starting quarterback, went 7 for 21 for 54 passing yards and 2 interceptions last week. He was sacked twice. Rushing game wise, John Hobson rushed for 11 carries for 62 yards. Christian Lee, 14 carries for 50 yards. Utah State had a chance to dominate this game, but 11 penalties on his for 95 yards with 1 turnover. Then they punted the ball 6 times to Notre Dame 7. This was a defensive battle, which is something that Notre Dame has been notorious for in years past, and Not Yep is trying to bring them back to the glory days. This is his first home game here at South Bend, and he should have a roaring crowd as the away team, TCU, comes off a big win last week, beating SMU. A great matchup where TCU takes the lead in the third quarter and extends the lead, or ties the game in the third quarter, takes the lead in the fourth with 2 field goals. They were led by a decent running game of Pope Holmes, who had 25 carries on the game with 98 yards, and he had an additional 1 target with no receptions. So he's going to be the workhorse, and foresee him to get a lot of carries this game. Their defense held SMU to less than 250 yards of total offense last week. But also TCU also has the penalty bug with the 12 penalties for 85 yards last week. Let's see what they come up with this week. As Notre Dame comes out, and here comes the Irish as they're donning the navy gold helmets, and TCU wearing the all whites with the chrome purple helmet. The captains come to the field. TCU wins the coin toss, and they elect to get the ball first. John Hosley puts the tee up, and we are on our way here in South Bend, Indiana, at Notre Dame Football Stadium. TCU will take it for a touchback, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Led on the field by Corbin Evans. Evans is a sophomore, had 2 starts last season. Not stellar numbers, but looking to be the the big signal caller here. And right beside him is Pope Holmes in the shotgun formation. Evans runs the RPO, decides to keep it for himself. He breaks it to the outside, and he will get a gain of 5 yards where he is brought down, 2nd and 5. The crowd is roaring. They have a late substitution that comes on, which causes Notre Dame to substitute as well. And their players are a little bit slower walking off the field. TCU trying to get the play off, but it will not happen as we will have a delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty brings it back. So 2nd and 10, just like that run with Evans didn't happen. Evans in the shotgun formation fakes the handoff to Pope, and they bite on it as he dumps it off to Tim Rowland, who was left open, and he'll break a tackle before he is brought down hard as he'll get a first down and a gain of 24 on the play. Lining back up quickly, the Horned Frogs. They go to the ground. They hand it off to Holmes. Holmes breaks through the initial line of scrimmage, and he's got a seam as he's running up the middle. He gets to the safety level, and it's a foot race, and it will be a touchdown, Pope Holmes. A rush of 51 yards on the play. He broke 2 tackles as he streaked down the field, and the Horned Frogs will go up early. As we have an injured Irish on the field, linebacker T'Challa Njoho will need some assistance on the field. He looks to get up on his own power, but he is limping on that right leg. The extra point is up and good, and TCU takes a 7-0 lead just like that, less than a minute. 14-11 left in the first quarter. TCU kicks it off. Back deep to receive is Tommy Gomez, who will take it from the 2-yard line. He gets ahead of steam, gets a good block, and he'll finally be brought down at the 35-yard line as the Irish will come out 1st and 10 in decent field position. We talked about the passing woes in the pregame with Kent Dunbar. Let's see if he can shake off that first week and get the ball rolling here. Dunbar hands the ball off to Hobson. John Hobson breaks the initial line of scrimmage, and he'll get a gain of 9 on the play. As there'll be a 2nd and 1. Dunbar in a play action on the RPO throws it quickly over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted. Marique Morris gets a little bit ahead of steam before he is brought down after a 12-yard interception return, and TCU will have it 1st and 10 at the Irish 30. Looks like Dunbar's nightmare will continue this week unless he can shake this off. 1st and 10 for the Horned Frogs. Corbin Evans in the backfield with Holmes. He will hand it off to him. He'll get up the line of scrimmage, and he'll lower his head and fall forward. He'll get a gain of 6 on the play. They have Holmes and Tony Rivera in the backfield. They fake the initial handoff to Holmes, does a toss to Rivera, who breaks it to the outside, and he will be run down after he gets the first down. A gain of 5 on the play, maybe 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. They're keeping that same formation. Holmes is motioned out of the backfield into the slot position, takes the snap, and it's a delayed handoff to Rivera, who finds a hole. He shimmies, jumps over a man before he is brought down hard for a gain of 10, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Rivera will come out. They send a man in motion, Emil Shipman, who gets the handoff out of the backfield on the sweep. Breaks it to the outside. He gets a great block, and he'll get a gain of 7 on the play. Second and goal from the 2. They will hand the ball off in the I formation to Holmes. Holmes lowers his head. He'll power through. Touchdown, Horned Frogs. Pope Holmes 2 yards out, and it'll be his second touchdown of the game. The extra point is up and good, and it is 14-0. As the home crowd is silent. Kickoff, touchback, and the Irish will take over 1st and 10 on their own 25. Dunbar looks a little shaken as he will, but Coach Not Yet will trust his quarterback as they will do a first down play passing. Quick pass over the middle as he will find Rodney Ball for a short gain of 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Dunbar drops back to pass again. TCU sends pressure as he will have to throw this ball away. Overthrows his man, incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 4. Dunbar fakes the handoff, throws it short to Chris Heckle, who will grab it 1st down, gets a little bit of steam before he is run out of bounds for a gain of 14 on the play. Notre Dame has their first down of the game. Dunbar will hand it off this time to Christian Lee, who is met at the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward for a gain of 1, bringing up a 2nd and long. Dunbar in the RPO decides to hand it off late to Hobson. Hobson breaks it to the outside, gets a great block on the outside by Jameson from Humphrey, who breaks him free as he'll be brought down for a gain of 15. 1st down, Notre Dame. They're in TCU territory at the 39-yard line. Hobson comes out. Christian Lee comes back in. He can hand the ball off to him, who rushes it up the middle. He gets to the 2nd level before he is brought down. It'd be a gain of 7 as the Irish continue to move the ball. Dunbar runs the play action, throws it to the outside, intercepted by TCU Demario Campbell. Campbell with a great jump route there, gets in front of it, and he gets a decent return as TCU will take over on their own 43-yard line, and that is now 2 interceptions for the Irish. Still in the 1st quarter, TCU has a chance to put this game away early, potentially. Evans will drop back to pass. Doesn't see anything deep, and he'll throw it down to a check down to Tim Rowland, who will be brought down immediately for a gain of 3. TCU, hard count, gets a man to jump as we got a free play. He throws this ball deep. Evans tries to connect with Gonzalez, and it's going to fall incomplete, out of reach. But they will get Notre Dame for the offside penalty. They will accept, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Notre Dame sends the pressure as Evans will have to throw this ball away. And on 3rd down and 2, they hand the ball off to Emil Shipman as he is met in the backfield for a loss of 2. And we have our first punt of the day, and it's actually coming from the TCU side. 4th and 4 in their own 49-yard line. McGee gets a great punt as Lee will take it from the 8-yard line, gets it to the outside, and gets a good block before he is run out of bounds after a 20-yard return, as it will set up the Irish 1st and 10 on their own 28. Lee stays on the field, and he'll get the handoff. Rushes it up the gut, and he'll get an 8-yard gain. They should stick it to the ground game, and they will. They'll toss play to Lee, who extends it out a little bit more before he finally puts his foot in the ground and turns it upfield. He'll get a gain of 5 and another first down for the Irish. Lee tired. They've sent in John Hobson. Hobson gets the handoff, and he gets a gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7. Dunbar fakes the handoff. He's going to throw it. Intercepted again. Zach Williams this time for TCU will get it, as they will be the 3rd interception of the quarter, as they will take over on the Notre Dame 42-yard line. They are so excited about it that it caused a false start penalty, and it'll be 1st and 15. Evans hands it off in the backfield to Holmes, who is met at the line of scrimmage and actually lose a yard on the play. 2nd and 16. They hand the ball off to Holmes yet again, who's met at the line of scrimmage. This time he gets a gain of 1. 3rd down and 15. Evans, shotgun formation. He's the only man in the backfield. Holmes is in the slot position. Takes the snap. He pump fakes it short, throws it deep towards the end zone, and he overthrows his man, Jameson, as it was barely out of his reach, and he'll bring up a 4th down. Connor McGee will line up for another punt. This one is deep, and it will bounce it to the end zone, and Notre Dame survives yet another drive. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, as they will go to the ground game. Christian Lee will get a handoff 3 times, a rush of 1, a rush of no gain, and a rush of no gain, as it brings up a 4th and 9. And Notre Dame will give the ball away. This time it won't be an interception or a fumble. Micah Greer will get a decent punt. 36 yards. Holmes will return it for a gain of 6, a net of 30, and TCU will take over on their own 49-yard line. We are still in the first quarter. Shotgun formation. Evans takes the snap. Quick pass to the outside, finds Tim Rowland, who breaks the initial tackle before he is run down for a gain of 14 on the play, and they're in Notre Dame territory. They get the play. Evans, shotgun formation yet again, gets the snap. He is rolling out, and he throws it deep over the middle and finds Jameson, who has a man behind him who couldn't beat, and it's a gain of 23 on the play. But if Jameson had one more step faster, it would have been a touchdown. 1st and 10 from the 14, and we'll get one more play before the end of the quarter, as Evans tries to set up the screen on the outside to Jameson, as the defense reads it all the way, and he'll be dropped for a loss of 4. And that will end the first quarter. It is 14-0. As it's been all TCU so far. 3 interceptions, 1 punt, TCU 2 touchdowns, both by Pope Holmes, and 2 punts. And they're knocking on the door right now. It is 2nd and 14 at the 18-yard line. They will hand the ball off to Tony Rivera, who gets a rush of 8 on the play, making it a 3rd down and manageable. At the 10-yard line, Evans drops back to pass, and it's a delayed handoff to Holmes. Holmes rushes up the middle. The secondary was sleeping, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, TCU. 10 yards out, and Holmes will have his 3rd of the day. The extra point is up and good. It is 21-0 as the Irish are getting run out of their own stadium. Can they find anything? Next drive, the kickoff will be taken from the 8-yard line as Tony Gomez will bring it out to the 30, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Irish there. Go to the run game. Christian Lee gets the handoff for a gain of 2. Christian Lee gets the handoff, gets a loss of 3. 3rd down and 11. It's a passing formation, and they don't have a running back in the backfield. Dunbar gets the snap, feels pressure, steps up into the pocket, scrambling a little bit more, and he's going to be dropped for a sack as Aaron Dortch will get to him in a loss of 8 on the play. It'll be 30 and out, and they'll have to punt. Greer gets a great punt, 50-yard, and Holmes will get a 6-yard return, a net of 44. TCU will take over on their own 35-yard line. They will run the RPO, fakes it to Holmes. Evans will run it, and he'll slide down after a gain of 5. They will hand the ball off to Holmes, who rushes ahead. He gets the first down a little bit before, drops the boom before he is brought down at midfield. A gain of 10 on the play. 1st and 10 at midfield. Play action. Evans will throw it to the curl route. Jamison on the outside, who is brought down immediately after a gain of 14. 1st and 10. Evans pump fake short, throws it over the middle, finds Jamison again, who is one-on-one, and he'll be brought down immediately once again, this time for a gain of 16, and we're in the red zone. Going to the ground game, Evans will keep it for himself, and he'll get a rush of 7 this time. Hand it off to Holmes. Holmes surges ahead. He'll get the first down, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 10. They fake it to Holmes, pitch it out to Rivera, who tries to break to the outside, and he does get a little bit before he's brought down for a 4-yard gain, and 2nd and goal from the 6. Evan fakes the handoff. It looks like an RPO, but it's a pass play as he's rolling. Drops it off into the end zone to a wide open Rodney Ball. Touchdown TCU. The extra point is up and good. It is 28-0. As we're just gonna speed run this half to halftime because this is just getting ugly. Notre Dame goes 3 and out. Loss of 3 rush, loss of 4 rush, loss of 1 pass, punt. TCU goes 3 and out. Oh, sorry. 3 and out. A rush of 7, incomplete pass, punt. Notre Dame gets the ball. Loss of 2 on the run. Illegal formation. Lee gets a handoff for 5. An interception. Make it number 4 today. TCU gets the ball, moves down the field. Had him stopped on 3rd and goal, but a unsportsmanlike conduct makes it 1st and 10 at the 1-yard line. They eventually score with another touchdown. Notre Dame goes 3 and out. TCU kicks a field goal and misses a field goal to end it in the half. So that is just that's the end of the first half. Notre Dame, 19 passing yards, 96 rushing yards. TCU 107 passing yards, 153 rushing yards. Yeah, this is not great. By the end of this, uh, that is going to be the final score of the game. No one else scores the rest of the game, as I will go ahead and put the scores in for this one. TCU will win it 38-0 over Notre Dame because this is what the people wanted.